2, 3. Do, re, mi. Baby, you and me, girl. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that's good. That's good.
Peace, Terica. Moderator in the building. Alpha me, honey bee. I love it. Hey, hey, hey.
What's up? What's
Ashe
up?
Angel Army.
Peace to all y'all as y'all coming in here.
Ashanti.
Yeah.
Fifth Element. Oh,
Hope
thank
everybody doing good.
you.
Yeah.
Trying, do something different.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's what's up.
Anika Skywalker. Peace to you, Valerian. Valerian. You know, y'all know, if I'm messing it up, charge
It's
it to my
all
head
love.
and not to my heart.
Exactly. You always look beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you,
Thank
Fifth
you.
Element.
Yeah.
Y'all, so I don't care what nobody say. Like, weirdo gang, Remnants gathering over here, these tribes. Like, we changing the world. Real talk. Just by being the kind of people we are.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot of shit.
Whole
We're
lot.
gonna talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna talk about recovering from your fuck ups.
Y'all got that right.
F ups.
Yeah.
My bad. F ups.
We all F up
Yeah, we have
daily.
effed up a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We writing our wrongs. Speaking of which, we got a
Absolutely.
song
Yeah, talking about that.
talking about that and dealing with that. So man, yeah,
That's true.
yeah,
We gotta get that together.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So y'all
yeah.
know, the goal is always like when we bring information, like take us a while because we trying to get the kids out the way and get stuff done. But we finna bring some heat tonight because we feel like y'all need this. Oh, we missed you too. Yes, we didn't get to do our
Yeah,
live.
yeah,
So here we are though. Here we are. Here we are.
yeah. So hopefully everybody's doing good. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Going into another holiday tomorrow. So
Yeah.
may all be peaceful and loving and fun and you know what I'm saying, relaxing and you enjoying yourself, you and yours,
Absolutely.
without a doubt.
I was saying, for those of us who have went through the awakening and everything, I was just like, tomorrow be a really good day to just honor your ancestors.
Yeah,
Like pour some libations, maybe put a plate out or something for your ancestors.
yeah,
Like that would be a really good day to do that.
exactly. That's
Y'all
what
know
it's all
the
about.
Libra and the Virgo in me comes out. I can't help it. I can't. I be trying. I can't help it. I'm gonna post that too. I got a personal natal chart, y'all, and I'm gonna post it because I feel like it's gonna give y'all like a bird's eye view of my soul. And it's just so crazy how accurate the natal chart reading. Shout out to Tori Indigo. Yeah, this is my
Hmm.
first time
Yeah,
shouting you
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Shout out to
yeah,
you, sis,
yeah,
because you did that.
yeah.
You did that. And then I got a palm reading with High Priestess Creole Queen's daughter, Amethyst Tuesday. We're waiting on
Hmm.
one for Ernest. And then, we're just pressing in to master ourselves by knowing ourselves so we don't know the I divinity within us to help guide y'all in this awakening because it's not that many couples who are doing what we're doing.
Exactly.
Shout out to Dream Wise and Dre.
Yeah.
They out here. They out here in these spiritual streets doing this. This shit is complicated. It is hard. Okay, I probably got 25 personalities and I can switch in and out of any of them throughout the day. He just now getting to know his.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Woo.
I've been so scared. I've been running from all of my altars.
Hey man, he got a little pimp in him. Little
Mm.
pimp C come out. I'm like, God, is he finna smack? Like, what is going on here? The gangster come out. I'm like, well, damn, okay. And then the real nice guy come. I'm like, oh shit, hey, nice guy. I don't know who the hell I'm dealing with from hour to hour. This
That's
shit is crazy.
that's dangerous, and so that's what brings us to the whole topic
Yeah,
of man, the ABCs for F ups.
yeah, absolutely. Yes, thank you, one Miss Loving Life. I say, sis.
And so, like, no matter if you in a relationship or not,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. You gonna have to work through your F ups,
Mhm.
cause like we said, it's daily.
It is.
Yeah, And for me, dealing with, especially dealing with the shadow, and one of the things that came up as we were just talking was fear, and how much fear um, stagnates us and stifles us. And I deal with fear. That's one of the things that
Yeah.
I'm learning to work myself through, uh,
Yeah.
because you can't move forward, and we won't move forward, and we won't grow if we being arrested by some stuff like fear. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You know, it came to our attention that even being concerned about something is in the frequency of fear. You know.
Matt Kahn, like, I was listening to him before we got on, and I was just like, oh my goodness, it
Yeah.
messed me up so much. He was just like, he said, if you approach people with, I'm concerned, you know, what's wrong? Something has to be wrong. That's you being in a frequency of fear. And Ernest was like, you know what? Concern is a form of fear because it's like escalating fear, and you're escalating a situation to be something to be concerned about. So being concerned is like a spiritual cover up that your ass is really in the frequency of fear. You're really in the frequency of anxiety. You're really in the frequency of worry. You're
Yeah.
really in the frequency of I'm afraid that I cannot control whatever is happening in my life or around me. And you
Mm-hmm.
get so caught up in that frequency that you feel like you have to become the savior. You have to become the one to help somebody, to just come to their rescue. And I was like, damn, that's really what that is. So really being concerned, that comes out of a place of not being enough and feeling lack and having low confidence and low self-esteem,
Exactly.
you know? And you project that onto somebody else. Now it could be really something to be concerned about.
Yeah.
You could walk in the room and somebody sick,
Yeah.
they throwing up.
Yeah.
You feel, and you feel that, but the difference in fear, being concerned, and just being thoughtful. When you're thoughtful, it's just I'm here for you. What can I do? Well, give me a
Mm-hmm.
towel. Put a cold towel on my head and the back of my neck. Okay, let me get that for you. That's a
Mm-hmm.
whole different frequency than I'm concerned. I'm
Mm-hmm.
concerned. I'm concerned, y'all. Our ego is the mother. Oh, I like to cuss so much. But our ego is the MF
Mm-hmm.
master of illusion, where
Oh
it
yeah.
just will, the ego and Maya, the illusion, we realizing they best friends. And you,
Hold
in
on.
order for you to change, you got to start releasing that, feeling like you got to save people
Yeah.
and rescue people from situations.
I don't know what's going on with the volume, because the volume up. Maybe
Really,
is it that we weren't talking
you
loud
don't have
enough?
your Bluetooth on, do you?
No. It should. And you know what? It might be.
Cut
That's
it
probably
off.
what it
Just
is.
cut
That
it
it
off
is
here.
over there.
Just cut it off here. You know, cut it off here. That's what I do. Thank y'all. Hold on,
Okay.
cause we finna
Hold
get
on,
back
y'all.
into this.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Just go
That's not
here.
good. Oh,
Just
okay.
go here, here, and
Gotcha,
here.
gotcha.
Cut it off.
Okay. All right. All right. Y'all should be able to hear us now. Is that better? Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. Yeah, we up full max.
Okay.
Yeah. It was still connected to the Bluetooth. We
So you
apologize.
was talking
Sorry
about
about
Matt
that.
Kahn, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Um. And basically, how fear, concern,
Yeah.
from concern, you fall into the frequency of fear, and that's just not good for us. Because
It's bad because it's masquerading itself as love. I'm
that is
concerned because I
so
love you.
that is so true.
No, no,
I'm
you full of
scared.
shit
Actually, what it is you scared that something is gonna happen.
that you can't control.
Right. You already looking forward to something happening that you can't control, that is going to have a negative impact or a negative effect. So that's really what the issue is.
Y'all, the
Man.
spiritual awakening. Let me say something. The spiritual awakening, it's really some gangster type stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
I lived a lifestyle being the girlfriend with the gang banger and the big home. Like I lived a whole lifestyle, and so I'm looking at this from many different levels. You know, I went to college, I lived that life, I've done it all. And so just stepping back, looking at it, I'm like, this is the most gangster shit that I have ever had to do, because I have to dissect myself. I'm doing surgery on myself to figure out and diagnose what the hell is going on with me. And so what happens is we go to reaching and looking. We're getting readings. We looking. We doing this. We doing that. We buying this crystal. We getting this because your soul is trying to let you know that the f ups that you have experienced, from the f ups from your parents to your own f ups to the f ups of the people that you dated and maybe had children with and got married to, all of that stuff is still in you. And you got to work through it one layer at a time. And it's frustrating because you get one layer up and it might take you 6 months to pull off one layer of something that you know is not allowing you to live your best life and be your authentic self, just to find a whole other layer that's thicker than the layer you just got off, and you thought that layer was the thickest layer till you get into your authentic self. So you get frustrated, and you get frustrated with yourself, and so now you easily agitated and irritated by everything everybody do.
That's so true. That's so true. And then the illusion of it all is like what we were saying. We think that we can conquer our fears, but you cannot conquer your fear. You can only overcome a fear. But remember, as soon as you overcome that, something else is around the corner away that next moment. So we always have to be vigilant and mindful, practicing mindfulness. Uh, like I have to literally, I'm in the place of, and it's happened through all of the fuck ups that
F
I
ups.
okay f ups. Um, I have to be intentional about how I respond, how I react.
Yeah.
Um, just being in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it's it's so man, it's so disappointing. It's so disheartening. Uh, but you, I'm learning to not be so heavy on myself as a result of the efforts. And what makes it all possible is the fact that my wife holds the sacred space for me. Without without her holding that sacred space for me, I wouldn't be able to get through it the way I'm getting through it. Because what would happen and what could happen is, like we said, we would just be piling more mess on top of mess and fighting fire with fire, and you know what I'm saying. My reaction or words could trigger her and cause her to get to the point to where now she's like, you follow what I'm saying, and so that's counterproductive. So yeah,
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 and it's
exactly,
not
Dave.
easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, the twin flame thing has been fantasized and theorized to be this amazing, passionate experience, and it's not that. It's an awakening taking place between divine masculine and divine feminine incarnation. No
Mm-hmm.
matter what your gender is, what you identify with as being your core self. And so what happens is we trigger each other, and the purpose of the triggering is to get us to a certain point. So we want to work through the ABCs. Literally, we soul gaze right before doing this to figure this out, and like, how can we bring forth from what we are experiencing in this awakening, because we know on a collective level this is what everybody is having to deal with.
Yep.
We're having to deal with our fear. I literally fear, before I get into ABCs, I'm gonna tell you what I figured out. I don't
Mm-hmm.
fear a lot of things because I've been through a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not typically the fearful person. Ernest to tell you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, um, but I fear being vulnerable because I've been taken advantage of from since before I had titties. I was
Mm-hmm.
being preyed upon by men in my family and neighbors. It was just mad weird. I didn't know that
Mm-hmm.
I was a priestess, a sexual high priestess in a past life. And so I give off this energy of
Mm-hmm.
healing and nurturing and compassion, and people just want to consume my energy. I didn't know. So being
Yeah.
a little girl and going through that, it
It's
just
deep.
made me be very guarded, and like I got to protect myself. I didn't have a father in my life the whole time to protect me. I had probably 5 or 6 different stepdads. I mean, this is the kind of situation it was.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is when he get triggered by me, we being real vulnerable with y'all, because we know
Oh
that
yeah.
being vulnerable and transparent is the only way we're gonna really help each other, because
To
we got to
level
get rid
up.
of these spiritual egos so we can level up for real.
That's right.
So it don't matter what chants, what deities, what energies, what rituals, all that shit that you working through, all of them just tools to get to this place. But
Mm-hmm.
our goal is to get to this place with less of the BS,
Mm-hmm.
with less of what's not needed. And if you
Right.
love doing those things to get there, that's great. It's all about the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about enjoying and being grateful for the journey. To be woke is to feel again. To be woke is to remember trauma.
Mm-hmm.
To be woke is to have to make connections of, why am I this way? Why do I say this? Why do I do that?
Yeah.
To be woke is you can't be numb anymore. To be woke is you're having to get rid of your false self and operate in your authenticity. All of these things are scary because it's not something that has been done before.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody walking this earth, we figuring out as we go, like we
Mm-hmm.
are. So what happens is you start trying to conquer things about yourself, not even realizing, like you murdering yourself over and over again. You murdering yourself every time you mess up. Like I said, I was gonna eat right, and I've been messing up. I said that I was not gonna be triggered and say these types of things to him. I said that I wasn't gonna threaten for us to just break up. I said, like, all the stuff you said you wouldn't do, you do it, and then when you
Mm-hmm.
do it, you feel bad
Bad.
about doing it. So now you right back in a vibration for entities to just come and feed off your ass, because I mean you done turned yourself into a buffet for
Yep.
lower dimensional entities to feed off of you.
Yep.
And so then now your aura got all these attachments to it, and then you wake
Mm-hmm.
up the next morning, you're like, I don't why I'm really not feeling great. I really don't want to get out of bed, but I gotta go to work. Oh
Mm-hmm.
well. And you find
Mm-hmm.
yourself throughout the day carrying this dense, heavy energy. So we want to give you some quick ABCs, because we don't have a really long show that we can do tonight. But we want to give you some ABCs that we feel like is solid.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is solid.
Solid and simple.
So the first thing, the first thing is Ernest has a tendency, because he's typically the one to mess up the most. This is just in the space we in.
Mm-hmm.
I know it'll probably be a time and it'll be me, but right now we're in the space where it's typically him responding in a way that he knows is less than his higher self. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so he would say, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." Once he come out of the defensiveness, and he's the master of being defensive. He got to write a book just on being defensive and how to disarm. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, he be pulling out what's the little stars the ninjas have and shit. They be
Yeah.
like them little energetic ninja stars, and I be like, shit, I have to learn how to be Neo, because shit, I mean, I'll just be all messed up around here. So, so so he
Yeah.
deflect, he project, he got all of that. And my higher self, she bring her ass into the picture, and she's like, Camson, this is how she approached me with this kind of energy. I'm in some energy. I'm in some, some real, okay, he want to get gangster. Let's get gangster then. And then my higher self is like, Camson, that's not the way.
Yeah.
I got to be the bigger person again. Yes,
Yeah.
this is what you asked for.
Yeah.
What I need to do? You need to forgive him. Well, he ain't even admitted that he's wrong yet. Well, why are you
Appreciate you,
waiting for him
man.
to admit that he's wrong to forgive him? Forgive him now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I release any resentment and anger and energy that I'm holding in me. I forgive him. So after I do all that work, it might take me hours to get into that vibration. Then
He said, "Ouch."
it do. It really does take time, y'all.
Yeah.
So, so he'll come in, and then when we'll finally talk about it, he'll be like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And,
Mm-hmm.
and I know it's like, babe, you apologized to me once. I let it go. It's over. We can move on to the next thing. I'm sure we'll have other F-ups that we can work through after this. It's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why do you feel like you have to be sorry so much? And I realized that the feeling like I need to say I'm sorry, it's just him expressing how bad he feels when he's not meeting me as his higher self. So
Mm-hmm.
I acknowledged that, and then that's when the download came. It was like, no, y'all have to realize being sorry and apologizing are two total different things. So this is another build on what we learned from Matt Kahn about the concern versus being thoughtful, which
Mm-hmm.
is fear versus love, just in a different mask.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry, it's still the mask of I'm not good enough, I'll never be good enough, I'm an
Yeah.
F up, that's
Yeah.
all I do is F up. The only
Yeah.
thing that's consistent in my life is my ability to F up.
Yeah.
I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
spiritual enough, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
skinny enough, I'm not thick enough, I'm not tall enough. It just goes on and on and on, and you fall into that pit. It's really hard to get out of.
Right.
And so
Because
I
you
was,
because we build so many programs of standards. Everything has a standard.
yep,
You know what I'm saying? Uh,
still operating alongside parents,
yeah,
how we was
yeah,
raised.
yeah.
We still working through some of that stuff.
Them some strong holes for your ass.
It is.
Yeah.
These are the real strongholds, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um. So this is your first
Hey.
step out of your F up to get you back in a vibration where you feeling yourself. You know,
Yeah.
you feeling your
Yeah.
divinity, your I divinity.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of being sorry, you want to just apologize. Now, this is with another person. You can apologize to them, but this may be with yourself. Look, y'all, ladies, I'm telling you now, this hit me this week. I had to apologize to my yoni for being disrespectful, for allowing her to be disrespected, mistreated, abused, and used, for not appreciating that life comes through her, for treating her like she's the bitch that make me bleed every month and cramp, and I hate you. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sitting in the bed with cramps so bad, and my higher self comes to me, Camson. Shit. Why did I do this higher self ritual?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you need
Mm-hmm.
to apologize to your yoni. I'm like, for what? And when she got to getting in it, I was like, oh my
Mm.
goodness.
Yep.
She was just like, do you not know that this is a portal for life? This is a sentient being. So, men, you have a womb too. You may
Mm-hmm.
not have a yoni, but you have a womb. You have an energy center within your body that holds all of your experiences.
It has to be healed.
Apologize
Yes.
for whatever it is that comes to you. Now, you might feel like you're pristine and you don't have anything in that realm you have to apologize for. So for you, it would be apologizing to yourself, or apologizing to your inner child for ignoring your inner child, or
Yep.
apologizing to your shadow self for making your shadow self be the scapegoat for all of the shit that you ever did wrong. You may need to apologize to your children because you know that you have not been the parent that you believe that you can be, and you're trying to be better. In order to get there, we must be apologetic,
Yeah.
not sorry,
Apologetic.
apologetic.
Right.
Sorry is a pity party
Right.
disguising itself
That's so
as
true.
growth.
Right. Right.
Apology
Did
is I
y'all?
accept and I'm accountable. I don't feel pity. I did what I did and I'm accountable. And this is me being accountable, so you don't have to make me be accountable by being angry, silently frustrated with me,
Mm-hmm.
and feeling
Resentful.
resentment.
That's right.
And then you don't have to get spiteful
That's
because I'm
right.
accepting the fact that that was wrong.
Right.
I'm not wrong. That was wrong, and that's part of my program is healing. So this is the language of an awakening soul.
That is the higher vibration that you, the higher frequency and vibration that you want to resonate with, versus the low frequency of being quote unquote sorry, because
Yeah.
that is, like she said, that's not the vibration that you know, that's not it. That's not the energy
No.
that you want to have.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Um,
Number two.
Number two, after you apologize with whom, whoever, however, whatever you need to. Because some of y'all need to apologize to your liver because your ass be drinking like a fish. Let's be real.
in whatever way that
in whatever
we
way.
mutilate, abuse, and whatever else. You know what I'm saying?
Just start apologizing. I
Yes.
apologize for not acknowledging you. Some of y'all need to apologize to your higher self for not acknowledging your own divinity. You know what I'm saying? So it's no level to where this can stop. You might feel like you need to go outside and apologize to Mother Earth. You know, like I just want to apologize on behalf of these folks and me included. We just one woke.
Yep.
We waking up. You
Yep.
purging our asses with this cold C-19, this
Mm-hmm.
pandemic. Mother
Mm-hmm.
Earth, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Mother Earth, I apologize
Apologize.
because I'm
That's
accountable.
right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's no limit to where you can go with this. Okay?
Yep.
Now, the
That's
next
good.
step
My
of the
Miss Lavin Light.
ABCs is you're going to, what was the B? Apologize
Oh,
and
and
then
then
be
be better.
better.
Yeah.
So after you apologize, you have laid a new foundation for you to be better.
It's so simple.
It really is.
Yeah.
So what can you do to be better? You know? What can you do to be better?
Ask yourself that question.
What
What
can I do to be better?
what can I do in this particular instance? Or what can I do as a result of all of these triggers
Yeah.
and all of my F ups? What can I do better?
Yeah.
Now that I've accepted this and apologized, and I'm no longer in that space. I've stepped out of that space, but I'm focusing more on betterment. So what is it that I can do to better myself?
Woo! It's so simple, but it's so powerful. Can't y'all feel it?
hmm So after you identify those things, just practice being mindful about it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So time after time after time, you're like, okay, and it's a practice. It's like muscle memory. You
It
know what I'm
is.
saying? And you constantly working it, you constantly working it, you constantly working it. Then it gets to a point that it becomes more of a natural tendency.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. You keep doing it and it just becomes a
it's
it's just
second nature.
yeah,
hmm
it becomes like blinking your eyes. It becomes more involuntary. But being woke and being
That's
conscious
good.
is about doing things intentionally, setting
Yep.
intention and being a deliberate co-creator
Yep.
of life and the space that you want to exist in.
Yep.
So after you start figuring out, okay, what can I do to be better? Then you want to reach into the space of, okay, now I must commit
So
to the
that's number three.
change. Number
Right.
three, committing to change and however that manifests for you.
Yep.
So if being better means eating a little better, doing your breath work. Maybe you said that you were gonna start chanting Om and you ain't did it in 2 months. Maybe you started yoga. Being better may be forgiving yourself when you F up.
hmm
So then with the C, you want to commit
Get
to
to
that
it.
change.
Right.
And then Michael, he came in after we figured it out. We was working through it, and he was like A B C,
Oh
and I was like,
yeah.
oh hell, okay, Michael, because we didn't have a song for y'all tonight, but it came through anyway. So
That
this is
happens
like
all the time.
live
Mm.
twin flame, spiritual awakening, divine masculine, divine feminine healing and channeling, and y'all are witness it as it goes. So y'all not reading the
Yes.
book after we came up with this stuff.
Right.
Y'all are witness it as we're going through it. It's just I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the F ups.
I'm grateful for the F
Because we wouldn't
ups.
have got to this place with the ABCs easy as
No.
1, 2, 3.
No, without a doubt.
It's
And you know what? And I started to say, baby,
yeah.
let's cut the camera on while we was doing the soul gazing. You know what I'm
Oh, that would have made me uncomfortable. So
saying?
maybe we should do that next
Okay,
time. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So next time, what we'll do is when we're having one of our moments of connect, we call it, we just it's simple connecting. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Um, this is very important because it basically
Um,
it basically has a lot to do with, and I don't want to get off the subject too much, but it has a lot to do with your love language and how you communicate with your partner,
or
and so
yourself.
or yourself, and so learning how to make sure. When we're talking about yourself, you're talking about being grounded,
Yeah.
and you're talking about being fully aware of your total being, your whole being. When you're talking about in a relationship, you're talking about being
Mm.
aware of your partner's feelings, or your partner's energy and your partner's space. And so, one of the things that I'll say that is has been so good for us is the connecting part. You know, we just talking about sitting and connecting, sitting and talking, like to staring each other in the face, not being on a gadget and holding a conversation, or reading a book and holding a conversation, or in and out of watching some on television. You know what I'm saying? While you having a conversation, no, our intentions. We face to face, and we just looking at each other. We holding hands, and we just dealing with what it is,
Whatever come up,
whatever comes up. That is so important.
it is. And as you all know, as we are going through this spiritual awakening, what's happening is so much information coming out at one time. Everybody got a solution.
Yeah,
Everybody got a practice to do to help with this and help with that.
that's true.
And so it can be confusing, it can not feel simple, and it can get frustrating for you because you're wanting to commit to the change, but
Hmm.
you can't get keys that you feel like you can use and stick with. So our goal is to bring these keys from our experiences. For those of you who aren't in a relationship right now, or in a relationship where you feel like you can't have this sacred space with that other person, we know that we are speaking to you too. You're not being left out of this conversation. And
Right.
it's very, very important to acknowledge that you need divine union with yourself.
Hmm.
So you literally means union, oneness. And so this is you acknowledging all of these parts of you. Some of these parts of you never got a chance to grieve.
Hmm.
Some of these parts of you went through a divorce and you never cried about it, but you felt like you wanted to, you just never did. And now it's like, well, that's old. Ain't me crying over spilled milk.
Hmm.
Like that's not giving love to yourself. Some of you just need to acknowledge these parts of you. I don't know if y'all watched Insecure, but the season 1 of Insecure, it really tripped me out to see her in the mirror, and she would be in the mirror rapping to herself, and she would be like, "Girl, you got
Hmm.
this job. You go walk in there in this interview and blow
Hmm.
the boss away. You got this job, and they go give you the highest pay." And then she'd be like, "Oh shit, no, that ain't gonna happen." And you literally are watching her just interact
Yeah.
with allowing her higher self to come through, but then her shadow self may come through and say something. She's just letting that energy move through her.
Hmm.
Her name is
This one. Who you talking
yeah. What's her name? Isa.
about? East. Uh-huh.
Isa.
Oh, however you say it.
Isa.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, even if you can find some clips of that and just see how she does that practice,
Hmm.
like mirror magic, mirror work is so, so, so important. Ernest need to do more of it.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
He need to do more of that because I do it and it's mad weird. It still feels awkward.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
probably why I don't do it, because I would be laughing at myself, laughing at myself.
but that's therapy.
Yeah.
You see how
Yeah.
we'll deny ourselves therapy.
Yeah. That's true.
So you might have to get in the mirror and be like, yeah, shit, I'm so.
It
Who
just
I'm pretty. I'm
it's
fine. I am the
yeah.
baddest mother. But then your lower self may come through and be like, girl, your stomach is hanging and this, that, and the other. But then they get an opportunity for your higher self to come in and be like, but you still beautiful. Look at the
Mm.
divinity inside of you. Ignore
Yep.
the suit.
Yep.
The suit don't matter. What's in the suit?
Yep.
And we in the age of what's in the suit. Who wearing the suit?
That's right.
Not what kind of suit are
Yeah.
you wearing? What designer made your suit?
But
We're in the season of who's
who's in
wearing the suit.
That's right.
And
Hmm.
you could be wearing a suit from the Dollar General, and I don't know if they ever make suits, and be just pulling it off. And people be like, dang, like, that's lit. I
Yeah.
got the dollar store. I do it all the time. Look, I
The
got
flea
the dollar
market.
store. I got flea market. People like, I thought that was some Dolce Gabbana. Be like, don't you go there. No, it wasn't.
Oh, man.
But again,
Uh,
this is the season we're in, so it's liberating, but it's work.
Yeah,
And if
definitely.
you don't commit to the change within yourself, you need this union. So I highly recommend y'all looking in the mirror at yourself, talking to yourself, telling if you wish you had a relationship that was as transparent as we try to be that to yourself.
Yeah.
Say to you what you would like a woman to say to you, or
Or
your
man.
divine masculine incarnate in relationship to say to you. Be that to you. This
Yeah.
is the fastest way to be an alchemist and transmute this density on earth that we've been put here to transmute. We're grid workers.
Mm-hmm.
We are second wave, seems like second wave volunteers. And we came in and we knew it was coming into a dysfunctional family. We knew we were going to choose dysfunctional people to have children with and maybe to be in
Mm-hmm.
relationships with.
Mm-hmm.
Like we knew. So you wouldn't even be sitting here watching us right now if you weren't capable. So it's not about, don't be so focused on the end result to where the journey makes you miserable.
That's so true.
My one of my galactic
That's
family members, one of the first, very first galactic family member that came to me in a dream said to me, Camson, it is very important for you to create an inner sanctuary. It's like, what the hell is that? What does that mean? Like, go to church? No, the sanctuary within you. Well, I don't have one. We'll create one. So, whatever that is for you, whatever makes you feel comforted, create that as well. And go into that space in your mind. It could be a space you might like pink. You might really like tools. So it would be a cave with a whole bunch of tools in it.
mm-hmm.
Or it would be a mountain and it's literally a pink mountain with pink snow. Like whatever makes you feel good, create that sacred space to be your sanctuary and begin
Mm-hmm.
going there with your mind's eye. If we don't start exercising our mind's eye, we are just talking the talk and not walking the walk. Now you
Mm-hmm.
on this path of awakening, it is too late to turn around now. You got to go forward.
Mm-hmm.
Use that. Stop saying I can't visualize. Okay, but if you can't visualize, practice visualizing. Look at an apple, close your eyes and try to see the apple.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really about seeing it, it's about feeling the apple. So don't be so stuck on I can't see the apple right now. Y'all can practice that right now.
That's true.
Close your eyes right now and see a red apple. I
Mm-hmm.
know that most of you will be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So you can visualize. So change your language. I can visualize. It may
Mm-hmm.
not be as good as I want it to be. Thank you for the
Thank you,
donation, my
sis.
love.
Yeah, thank you.
Blessings to you. It is possible. So change your language with yourself. We don't have to be so abusive to ourselves.
That's so true.
That's the real problem. And when we
Yeah. Yeah.
abuse ourselves, whether it's what you're eating, drinking, doing, denying yourself, not doing all of that, what happens when somebody come along and you don't have no sanctuary, you haven't created a healthy self-talk with yourself, you don't look in the mirror
Mirror.
and talk to yourself,
Right.
soul gaze with your soul and interact, because this illusion is going, it's non-stop.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you got to stop and look into your own windows of your soul, of your eyes. Just because the soul exists outside all this BS. Sometimes you just need to interact with that energy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So
So
I
true.
will be working on a meditation to help with some of these things.
Yeah.
From the inner sanctuary that I've been guided to create is the cosmic womb. So the meditation I'm going to be working on is that. So that we can just get back in that space, go back into that womb, go back into that darkness, let the divine feminine energy know they've created and brought forth us into this present moment. Thank you. I appreciate you. I don't want to be afraid of the darkness anymore. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to be afraid of what's up ahead anymore because I can't control it. I can't live like this anymore. I have awakened from the sleep and it feels like a nightmare right now, but it don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Show me how to allow this to be a dream come true and not my worst nightmare. Okay? Because it's no going back to sleep. Once you step on the path of awakening, now you could, but you still go always have this piece of you that knows that you're not being authentic to what your soul came here to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I hope that this is blessing y'all. Y'all in here talking to each other. I'm loving it. Anything else, babe?
I think we both hit on it. Thank you so much. Thank y'all. Thank y'all again for the love. Thank y'all for just being present with us in this particular moment. Um, we always and we let's look at some of these
Yeah.
just in case there was anything that we could address while we.
Thank y'all for the donations and the likes and shares and subscribes. Keep doing that. That helps people to find us
Hmm.
and be able to participate in this with us.
Yeah, y'all, man, me and my mate.
That's what's
Thank
up.
you, Ashley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure anybody had a question.
While he's scrolling, I'm gonna tell y'all a funny little story.
What if the apologies are met with confrontation?
Mm. When you say confrontation, the apology is met with confrontation. What do
I
you
think that's King
mean?
Khufu.
Okay,
If that what
King
this.
Khufu.
Let me.
What do you mean the apology is met with confrontation? You mean like he apologizes to me and then I get confrontational with him? It don't. If
That don't
you are the
happen.
one giving the apology, you're not doing it to for them to react in the way that you feel is reasonable.
Yeah,
You
King
doing it
Khufu.
because
Yeah.
it's you being accountable of whatever energy you were in. So if they get confrontational, holding sacred space mean I allow you to do that. You have the right to feel however you want to feel, and I was not hoping that my apology was going to make you feel differently. I'm doing this because I want to learn how to be accountable for my actions. So
Mm-hmm.
it's okay for you to react however you're reacting. Okay, I just want you to know I'm okay with it. I'm here and I'm accountable, and I wanted to give that apology. And if the other person get confrontational with you, that's what holding sacred space means. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to control the way you're feeling right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're coming out of, if you feel the need to control the way someone else is feeling, you're probably dealing with codependency, which both of us have dealt with. Thank
Yeah.
you for the
Thank
donation.
you. Thank
And it
you.
would be a good idea to do some research on codependency and how to work through that.
Mm-hmm. Is it? I think this is Dina.
Mm-hmm.
Dinah. I've been struggling with the answer to this question. Is our life predestined? Is my life a script? Has everything been pre-planned for me?
It's both. There's a life that is the destiny of your creation, your co-creation, and there's a life that you are fated to live.
Yep.
And so we are awakening so that we can move from the life we are fated to live, the script that we've been given by the programs that we have experienced, to
Mm-hmm.
creating the life that we desire. So the beautiful part about that is reality is a simulation, and you can rewrite the script just starting off with you, and starting off with your thoughts, starting off with your own self-talk with yourself. That changes the frequency around you, which will change your life, which will give you the opportunity to live the life you're destined to live and not the life you're fated to live.
That is so true. What does that? Do you know Tokuku
Tokuku, Navara.
Navara
No, I'm not. We
Orch?
never heard of Tokuku,
Mm,
Navara.
mm-mm.
You're more than welcome to share something with us at remnantsgathering.com.
Is it okay to let people drain your energy without them giving anything back and without making them
Ooh,
pay for that?
that's a good question.
I,
I
I,
struggle with that.
yeah.
That's a struggle for me.
Well,
It
that's
depends
a
on who it is, too.
that sound like that's some codependency issues
Yeah.
where you would let somebody drain you of your energy. Um, we as gods and goddesses, we control our energy and how
Mhm.
we want our energy to be um used.
Mhm.
And so unless you are, it's for a higher purpose that you would say that you're allowing a person to drain you of your energy. That would be the only way that I could see that being okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I
Because sometimes, if it's a situation where you need some energy and it's just like
right. That's
in
why
your
I said.
relationship, like I need
Mm-hmm.
some energy, or I need some encouragement, or I need whatever it is, because everything is
Mm-hmm.
energy at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day. But enforce your boundaries, okay? Being a god and a goddess means that You learn that you are responsible for how people treat you because you're not going to allow yourself to be mistreated.
That's right.
So I would say to you, create boundaries if you haven't created them, and then begin enforcing them. And you're going to feel the fear come up of what's going to happen if you start enforcing these boundaries and telling them they can't walk all over you no more and they used to walking all over you. And you got to be like, you know what, whatever happens, happens.
Yes.
I can't be worried about it.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm going to pull a card for the
Thanks for the
collective.
donation. Thank you.
Thank you. Look at y'all. Over here raining this love down. Okay.
She said, what if you feel as though one becomes a fool when one argues with a fool? So you allow people to rebel, be in their own ish.
Oh, you mean like just roll around in their own stuff? I think that's healthy, you know. I think it's healthy. It's not your responsibility to manage someone else's mess.
Yes.
So we don't try to take on responsibility of managing each other's mess, because then I'm not allowing him to have his experience in the time frame that his soul wants to express to him who he is.
Right.
It might take him a whole year to get to where I am with holding sacred space. I might have to hold sacred space for the next year for us in those situations. But as a God and as a goddess, I have made the decision to stick this out and do that.
He won't let me chew on my thumb.
Really? Okay. Well, go chew, baby. Go ahead. We'll be through in 5 minutes. Okay, we go leave. We can go.
No, I said he won't let me.
Okay, go tell him we said let you.
I told him that a long time.
Okay, well tell him we said it. She's so cute.
Sarah.
They so cute. She want to chew on her thumb. I told her she can chew on it. No. Just for now, till we get through.
No, you can't. No.
Ooh, ooh, the card that I just pulled, it really jumped out. I didn't pull it. This is from the Isis Oracle deck. Look at that image, y'all.
Oh wow, that is. That's fine. Those pillars. Let me hold it for you. Yeah.
This card is called the Cartouche. It says, choose to release that which would lower your vibration into fear.
Wow.
Come back to love. Stay true to yourself, and you shall inspire others to think or speak more positively when they are around you. Woo! Invoking the power of speech and words for your strength, protection, and spiritual growth will work effectively for you.
Can I get a ashe?
Ashe.
Ashe, ashe, ashe. Yes.
So this is beautiful. So just you choose right the vibration that you stay in.
That's right.
You may not always choose how long you're in it. You can try, but sometimes you just got to see, what is this vibration here to teach me? And then once you become aware that it's there to show you something about yourself, then you can move through it. So yes, it is a choice. Come back to love.
Come back.
Stay true to yourself, and you shall inspire others to think or speak more positively when they are around you.
Yep.
Invoke the power of speech and words for your strength, protection, and spiritual growth will work effectively for you.
But you got to choose to release that thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That card is so on point. It was.
Yeah. It was a one-hit quitter.
Gratitude.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So I hope you jot these down. If you didn't and you just came in here, you're watching this after the fact, write down the ABCs of F-ups. The first one is apologize. The second one is be better. And the third one,
definitely commit
to the change.
Yes.
Whatever that means to you.
Yes.
So we love y'all. It's crazy because I wake up in the morning on Sunday thinking like, what are we going to do the show about? What are we going to do the show about? And because I'm an oracle and I be channeling all through the week. We was talking to Dr. Bay yesterday and I was just like, Dr. Bay, ooh, so much coming through. And then I hit up Massively Foolish channel. I'm like, yo, man, so much coming through. Like, ooh, I got so much. And then we get on here and they're like, don't talk about none of that.
Right.
Like, well, damn, I
Right.
done spent the whole week working this. Don't talk
Talk
about
about
none of
none
that.
of that. Mm-mm.
Because you and Ernest need to be genuine. Y'all ain't been in a good place. Do what you got to do to get in that space. And then,
Mm-hmm.
as gods and goddesses, go before the people. But don't
Yeah,
take no BS before the people.
that's right. Oh yeah.
That's the awakening for
Oh
your
yeah.
ass.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
So, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for the
Yeah, we
donations.
appreciate y'all. We
Y'all
love
see where the
y'all.
money go.
Yeah,
It's just currency,
definitely.
it's energy. You go get it back. Absolutely. You're sowing into good ground.
Yes,
So thank y'all.
indeed.
Yeah.
Yes. Multiplication.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I hope that y'all can carry this energy into the week. I hope I feel better. We hope y'all feeling better. I'm sure Ernest, you
I'm
feeling
feeling
better.
better. Oh yes.
It just allow you to see
Mm-hmm.
how shit is just really an illusion.
Yep.
Until you shake it off you, it's really an illusion. So yeah, the card just came and just sealed the deal. Like, done.
Choose to release that which would lower your vibration into fear.
So release it. Let it go. That's divine
Mm-hmm.
feminine energy. Surrender.
That over concern is being over concerned about something, or yeah, just let it go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, as we always say, y'all, please go to the website before we leave up out of here,
Oh yeah.
REMNANTSGATHERING.com. I
Yes.
will be posting a new blog soon.
Yeah, we're in the process of getting other things
Yeah.
together. One thing in particular that I'll say, we are working on something for those of us, as well as those who have maybe come out of religion. I'm sorry. Uh, we putting something together that we believe that's going to be a huge help, to kind of help you to transition from going from that program to totally being free.
So send us your questions. If that's you that resonates and speaks to you, send us your questions. We have a message board there.
Yes.
We also have a forum on the website where y'all can come and talk to each other. Just come in there and drop a comment, talk to each
Mm-hmm.
other. Matter of fact, um, yeah, so send us your questions so we can kind of figure out what do people need to know coming out of the religious program and what's coming up for you, what fear
Mm-hmm.
is coming up for you.
Mm-hmm.
Our first time doing a ritual, I was like, I hope we don't go to hell. I looking over my shoulder like, is that you, Satan? It's crazy. And none of that happened. Nothing happened. We didn't
Oh
go to
man,
hell. The devil didn't come. Our kids aren't possessed.
God was gonna
We hadn't
strike us
performed
down.
an exorcism. We didn't get struck down. None of that. It's just,
Yeah.
it's an illusion to control. And some people need that. That's okay. No judgment.
Yeah.
So yeah. So please send us your questions. We read those,
Mm-hmm.
and that helps us come up with content.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So as we always say,
Man,
man,
your
your third
third eye
eye
has
has
just
just
been
been kissed.
kissed.
Peace.
Peace.
Is that you, Satan?